Good afternoon. A very warm welcome back to the UCI World Road Championships as we get ready now for the men's team time trial. 17 teams will take to the start line. A lovely day here in Bergen, 16 degrees centigrade. There is no wind to speak of, 2 kilometres an hour. So it really is going to be a fantastic afternoon of racing. Here in Bergen, a World Heritage City, a European city of culture, and everyone enjoying today's festivities and enjoying all the atmosphere of these World Championships that Bergen has been building up to for a long, long time. As we saw in the women's race, there is going to be some hills along the way. The last few years have really been between two different teams, Ethics Quick Step and BMC Racing team. The defending champions are the Quick Step Floors team, which has now changed its name very slightly. This was last year then, the team of Ethics making their way down the start ramp. Of course, last year they had Tony Martin in their squad. A very warm day in Doha, and the intermediate split showed that the Ethics Quick Step team were very, very quick indeed. 56.681 kilometres an hour. At the finishing line, they were top of the leaderboard. Their average speed, 56.5 kilometres an hour. In second place was the BMC Racing team, 11.69 seconds down. Orica Scott were third, 37.12 seconds down after that incredible team time trial. Let's take a look then at today's course. Rolling out of the start, 42.5 kilometres, working our way towards the water, through the climb over the bridge at Clapesto, and then making our way towards the toughest climb of the day. The rolling roads, a little bit technical at times, a few twists and turns along the way, which will produce a very worthy winner. The timing point there, as you can see, there are 3 timing points along the way. And the climb before we make our way into Bergen for the race finish. There's the course. Luckily today, no wind to speak of, otherwise it would be a very dramatic course in terms of how these riders would have to race it. Here behind the start ramp, the bike's being scanned for any motors that might be in the bikes, which of course we saw in the World Cyclocross Championships a couple of years ago. All the parties are happening outside. The weather is absolutely perfect for everyone. Just get outside and enjoy the racing. Here's the rundown of the 17 teams that will take to the start. First team to go will be a Norwegian team, Team Fix It. They will roll down the start ramp at 15:40. We're 6 minutes away from the start of that. Then we have Team Sparabanken, who will go at 15:43. We follow them up with a UNO-X hydrogen development team. Then we have an Italian squad, San Gemini. And we take a look there at the last few teams who will take to the start ramp this afternoon. The defending champions Quick Step, before them BMC and Orica Scott. Team Sky are here with Chris Froome. Team Sunweb, who've already seen their women's team take the Women's Team Time Trial World Championship. Well, it's been an enthralling start to these World Championships with the performance of Team Sunweb in the Women's Team Time Trial. They set a very strong message out to everyone else to show you really need to think very carefully how you run this course. Because if you go out and start far too fast, then you can be beaten by the finishing line. And we saw that with Sunweb. They went out, they steady rode the first part of the course, and then they really accelerated. Which meant that by the time they got to the final climb of the day, they still had loads left in the legs. So they were able to take a lot of seconds out of the second and third place teams before we got to the finishing line. It was very impressive indeed. And Team Sunweb's men's team, I'm sure, are going to benefit from that without any doubt whatsoever. So looking out across this this region, surrounded by water, the gateway to the fjords of Norway, right in the fjord Norway region between Hardangerfjord and Sognefjord. Many cruise liners come into the area around Bergen as well because of the fjords. And we mentioned earlier on today the UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's also, as you may know, the salmon capital of the world. Norwegian salmon is exported from here to about 100 different markets around the world. Norway has about 50% share of the world's salmon market, such as the strength of their economy here. Right, the team getting onto the start line. Enough about fishing, let's talk about racing. Team Fixit.no, which is a Norwegian team. Marius Blalid, Ken Levi Eikeland, Asmund Lovik, Christopher Madsen, Bjorn Overland and Elias Spiksafe. They are the team who are about to get down the start ramp and get underway. Brian Cookson there on the right-hand side, the president of the UCI. Just about to drop the flag. Well, this Norwegian squad, I saw them ride the Arctic Race of Norway, some of them, just a few weeks ago. Always an attacking team on the road. They like to get involved in the different breakaways. Quite a young squad. Now being held up, and they'll clip themselves in to get rolling down the start ramp. All different wheels being used here. And usually one of the riders there on a 4-blade spoke wheel, which you don't see on the road very often. Well, we're about to get the first of the 17 teams underway. I haven't seen the use of one of those front wheels for a little while on the road. Very uncomfortable to ride. A bit solid. First team is underway then, the team Fixit.no. Into this 6-man formation, 4 riders have to finish. Exactly the same rules as the women's race. And will just settle themselves down into the rhythm and accelerate once they're able to. Nice and comfortable pace for the start. Elias Spiksafe is the second from the back. Right on the back there is Marius Blalid. Norwegian riders. Working his way towards the back, Bjorn Overland. Nice steady pace from these riders to get things started. into that aero tuck nicely. Almost a little touch of wheels there. Got to be a bit careful as you just get into that first few moments of the time trial. They were changing one way, now they're changing another. This is Team Bergen, and that's the Italian team of Songiamini. They're about to get ready and get themselves up on the bikes. The Italian team, but here on the start ramp, this is Team Bergen. It's actually a team owned by Thor Hushoff. And this is Thor Hushoff's team. Christian Asvold, Herman Dahl, Fridtjof Roynas, Matthias Skjold, Trond Trondsen and Andreas Vangstad, the team of Bergen. Andreas Vangstad, a stage winner in the Tour of Norway, was 5th overall in the Tour of Norway in 2015 and 19th this year. Christian Asvold is 22 years of age. He's just ridden the East Bohemia Tour, finished 8th in the points classification, 5th on a stage. This is the team that Thor is building and using as his long-term project with his dream of having a big squad. Also in the team then, Trond Trondsen, the winner of the Ringerike Grand Prix in 2016. Rode the Arctic race, was just inside the top 35 in the Arctic race. Counting down then to the race start. Great reception for that team. Team Bergen getting going then. And just relaxing into this effort. A big moment here for this Norwegian team in the World Championships, riding on home soil. I'm sure there'll be a few nerves fluttering in some of these smaller teams. All these squads are teams that are continental level. Cycling, you have the World Tour level teams like Team Sky and Bahrain and all the other squads. Then you have the pro continental teams like Aqua Blue. And then you have these teams, the continental teams. And at this level, there's about 300 teams across the world. So a very big moment for this Norwegian team to be riding with television pictures all across the globe, riding their home World Championships. They want to perform well. They want to make sure they produce something a little bit special, even if it's just a best performance they possibly could have done. Just want to impress and show that they were ready for it and they should have taken part in the World Championships. On the front, Asmund Ludvig. As we take a look here at another Norwegian team, this is the Uno X Hydrogen Development Team. Alden Flotten is in this team, 27 years of age, winner of the Tour of Fyen. Also in here, Torjus Sleen, 20-year-old rider, just ridden the Olympia's Tour back in September. Finished out on the 10th, was 7th in the National Road Race Championships of Norway. One of the riders in here, 21 years of age, is Seiver Varsted, who's just ridden the Tour de l'Avenir, which is like the junior race of the Tour de France. Very good race for young riders to show their talent. So he was given the opportunity to ride that. Settling in then to the first few meters of their effort, the Uno X Hydrogen Development Team. Well, it'll have taken a lot of preparation for these riders to get themselves drilled and ready for these World Championships as a team time trial. You've got to do a lot of work. You can't just turn up and decide to ride. You've got to be ready for this. As we go back then to the start ramp, this is the San Gemini MGK Vis team from Italy. They look like they're enjoying being here. The nice reception on the start line. Very important moment for this Italian team. And in here we have Simone Bernardini, Niccolo Gaffurini, Michele Gazzavara, Niccolo Salvietti, Michele Tezzini and Paolo Toto. Scartazzini's 25 years of age. And about to get started. Some of the mechanics still busy behind the start ramp, getting things ready. San Gemini MGK Vis from Italy about to get started. Paolo Toto is also in this team. Third in the Memorial Marco Pantani in 2016. Just had a difficult last few races, just didn't finish the Coppa Bernocchi and the Coppa Agostini, which have just taken place over in Italy. Fourth in the Trofeo Matteotti, fourth in Trofeo Alcide De Gaspari. So this team getting themselves going, getting underway, slotting into their six-man formation. San Gemini MGK Vis underway. Well, now this entire route is pretty much lined with fans who are really enjoying bringing the atmosphere to life. Teams Fix It out on the road. Look like they're moving along nicely now. They certainly are shifting, aren't they? They look very, very good right now. They had that initial problem where they almost... He's been out on the course all day. He's having a great time. Yeah, they had that initial problem where they almost touched wheels and crashed, but apart from that, they are now ready and they're doing okay. They are in on the formation and they look very, very good indeed. Just going over these little rises here and there. A little bit of hot mix on the road. just to help with the smoothness. You'll notice as you keep an eye on the teams later just how different they'll look. Tor Hushoff has real input into this Sparabanken team. He'll have been making sure that they're motivated, giving them a few hints and tips as to how to ride, but certainly when you look at them, the team has got all the same equipment. They look very, very good, as you would expect from a team that Tor is involved in. This is the next team. This is Joka Ikopal. Some good riders in here, in particular Christopher Halverson, who is the world champion of under 23 in 2016 in Doha. Also in here, Carl Hagen, a stage winner, sorry, 8th in the Arctic race. And Christopher Skirping as well, who is in this team for Norway. An all-Norwegian team about to get started. Joka Ikopal away, roll down the start ramp to get this team time trial going. There's a lot of people here now. It's a fantastic atmosphere. Immediately into the aero tuck, trying to get into the tuck as quickly as possible, lying on the skis on the front. Another team that look very well drilled. Now today we've got 11 World Tour teams taking part. As we look down then on the first team out on the road, the team of Fixit.no, and they should be approaching the first intermediate time split now. In fact, they are. So they go racing through there. The time coming up now for Team Fixit, 13:11.80. 47.7 kilometers an hour for Team Fixit and that intermediate time split. So they've set the standard for everyone else to beat. Sparabanken not far away from this intermediate time split. This is the Polish team, as you can tell from the background. Team CCC Sprandi Polkowici. Very fast time trialist in here, Marcin Biablowski. Biablowski won a World Tour time trial in the Tour of Poland. He's over on the right-hand side. As far as I've heard, he hasn't got a contract for next year, which is a big disappointment for Marcin. Also in the team, Jonas Koch, Lucas Osian, Maciej Peterski, Mateusz Tachniak and Jan Tratnik. That's the team of CCC Sprandi Polkowici in the orange, getting themselves underway. Fixit then, the only team who have made it to the intermediate time split, but it looks like Sparabanken are making their way now to that point. 13:11.80 is the time to beat for the Sparabanken team, and they're not far away now as they come flying around that corner. An awful lot of looking and checking that everything is okay. as they go through 20 seconds down. It's the first team we've seen beat the 13-minute mark, 12:51.61. And just to give you an idea of the fastest splits of the women in a comparison, Cervelo Bigler was 13:20.71 was their time split. Over the bridge then for the first team of the day, Team Fix It. So many of these huge bridges in this area. Team Sparabank and then leading by 20 seconds on teamfixit.no. It's fantastic that everyone's decided to come out on even the bridge and find a point to watch the race. And now our first of our World Tour teams onto the start ramp. This is the team of Astana.
Skal vi telle ned, folkens? Det 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Astana underway. In the team, Daria Cataldo, stage winner, Vuelta a España, Sergei Chernetsky, Oscar Gatto, Andrei Grifko, Truls Korsaith and Alexei Lutsenko. They are the team now who are making their way off the start. The arrival of Uno X Hydrogen, time to beat 12:51.61. They go top of the leaderboard, 12:46.40 is the time. Well, big question marks over who's going to take the medals. Orica seem very, very up for today's team time trial. Movistar also. So a Team Sky. Sky took a bronze medal in 2013, and a year that Omega Pharma, Quickstep and Orica were split by 0.81 of a second. The closest team time trial we've had. For the last few years, the honours have been decided between Ethics, what is now Quickstep, and the BMC racing team. There's been a bit of a mix of silver medalists. They include BMC and Orica. Here we are on board, out on the course with some of the riders as we flow our way along the road. Wait till we see that we can get the onboard cameras working. Great shots, flat out. And the bronze medal, we've seen a number of different teams take that, including Movistar and Team Sky. But there's certainly some really strong teams who are going to roll down this start ramp. Starting then now is Team Lotto and El Jumbo. Got a very good time trialist, or two very good time trialists in here. In fact, actually, let's start again. Three very good time trialists in here. Victor Campenet, the European champion of the individual time trial. Primoz Roglic, individual time trial winner of a stage of the Giro d'Italia 2016. Jos van Emden, the individual time trial winner of a stage of the Giro d'Italia this year. So really strong time trialists. Then add in Steph Clement, who's been the time trial champion of his country. Lars Boom, one of the fastest or best cyclocross riders in his career. Also just won the Tour of Britain. And Gies van Hooker, and they have got a very good squad. Well, a popular man about to arrive on the stage. This is the team of Katusha Alpecin. And the man who is everyone wants to see is Alexander Kristoff, wearing number 83, as Saint-Germain go through the intermediate time split. They're going to be a few seconds down, not too many, 6 down, so they go third fastest so far, ahead of the team of Fixit.no. The start then of Katusha Alpecin with Reto Hollenstein, Alexander Kristoff, Thiago Machado, Tony Martin, Michael Morkov and Niels Pollitt.
Ja, de har jo regjerende verdensmester på temposykling, Tony Martin der, som en maskin på temposykling, og kan være med å dra det laget her helt opp til gull igjen.
Tony Martin in here, 4 times the world champion as an individual time trialist. He will pull these guys along. Can he put Katusha Alpecin in with a shout of winning? Think about Tony Martin's input to the Omega Pharma Quick Step team. So far, this team are the fastest team on the track. That's ex-Hydrogen Development Team. 12:46.40, their intermediate time split. Fixit getting towards the climbs. Katusha Alpecin about to get started. Reto Hollenstein, Alexander Kristoff, Thiago Machado, Tony Martin, Michael Morkov, Niels Pollitt. Tony Martin, second from the right. And they're about to get underway then. Katusha Alpecin with Tony Martin and Alexander Kristoff. The Norwegian fans looking forward to seeing what Kristoff can do in these World Championships. Problem for one of the riders, having to sprint here to get back on. I think it's Machado who's got some sort of mechanical problem. But he's safely back now on to the back of the group. Joker Ikopal going through the first intermediate time split. Time to beat 12:46.40. And Joker Ikopal 12:32.47 go top of the leaderboard. Here's Bora Hansgrohe. They haven't got Peter Sagan here in this team time trial. Sagan's come back from Canada with a little bit of illness, so he will not take to the start of the team time trial. He's saving himself for the defence of his road title at the weekend. Bora Hansgrohe, though, some very good time trialists in this team. When you look, I keep saying that, some really good time trialists, but the mix of time trials in the different squads is really interesting. Jan Barter, 5 times the individual time trial champion of the Czech Republic. Mati Bodnar, as we go behind the scenes here to take a look at Trek Segafredo. Mati Bodnar, the time trial winner of the final penultimate stage of the Tour de France in Marseille. There's Kunda Court warming up. Nice to see he's got his bag. He'd lost it. Well, the airline had lost it. It looks like he's got it back, so he's able to race. Marcus Burghardt's stage winner in the Tour de France. There he is. Patrick Conrad. Also in here, Lucas Posselberger. Remember him winning the first stage of the Giro d'Italia this year. Raced away in the final kilometre to take the first stage and the first Maglia Rosa. And also in here, Alexis Sarah-Motins, who is an also very strong time trialist. So Bora Hansgrohe about to get underway. Lots of concentration as these riders wait to roll down the ramp. In the split screen, CCC Splandi Polkovici reaching the first intermediate time split. And it looks like they're going to go fastest. In fact, they do. 12 minutes 6.16 for CCC Splandi Polkovici. 26.31 seconds faster than Joker Ikopal. Bora Hansgrohe underway. This is a big crowd who are greeting these riders. I think these teams will all be very, very motivated. Everywhere you look, there are people enjoying this World Championship, and we're only on day number 1. Look at that, as we go past a massive crowd. They were out for the women, but they've really now turned out to watch the men's time trial. The stage of the Giro d'Italia or Tour de France, with so many people at the side of the road. What is next weekend going to be like with the road races? I think it's going to be absolutely incredible here. Maybe, well, one of the most memorable World Championships we've had. This is Team Fix-It, number 163 there, just tucking down, and that is Ken Levi Eikeland. Constant little rises, constant tests of the legs, constant tests of whether you've got the ability to just ride smooth as a team time trial formation. What you don't want to do is be the rider who's just blowing away the rest of the team, a little bit like we saw in the women's race in a couple of squads. Looking down on Sparabanken, still with all 6 riders intact, and on the front of the race, Christian Asvold, number 151, is just leading the riders through. And the formation of the teams, as you can see, they have a line of riders going up. If you're not able to go through, you ask the rider to come in. The start then of the Movistar team. Movistar have finished in the bronze medal position before. Another strong lineup with Andre Amador, bronze medal in 2015. Jonathan Castroviejo, also a member of the bronze medal team. In fact, 5 members of this team took a bronze medal in 2015. The only swap is Adriano Malori for Emmanuel Viti. Alex Dowsett in here, Emmanuel Viti, Gorka Izagiri, Yasser Schutelin. Movistar roll down the start ramp and get underway. Can they produce a medal-winning performance? I think a lot of these teams are really worried about this final climb, which is so hard. But leading out in his familiar style is Jonathan Castroviejo. So low on the front. And the arrival of Astana, Dario Cataldo, not very happy with the way his team's going. 8.69 seconds down on CCC Splandi Polkovici. Here's Trek's Team Sunweb about to get underway with Tom Dumoulin there on the left-hand side. Tom Dumoulin, winner of the Giro d'Italia. Big season for him. Team time trial now. He'd desperately like to win the individual time trial during the week. As we go back here with Team Fix-It, Trek Segafredo now are on the star ramps. See a bit of a messy formation here, gaps between the wheels, doesn't look really controlled. It looks like a team of riders who are not 100% used to riding their team time trial bikes, but they're doing a good ride so far. Here is Sparabanken. I think they look a little bit more drilled. Winding their way around the water. So calm out here today. And it's almost like glass sometimes, the water, if the wind completely dies down. Trek Segafredo about to get started. Matthias Brentler in here, the breaker of the world hour record. Just won a big time trial in Denmark. Marco Colodan, and now we see Lotto and El Jumbo through the intermediate split. This should be the fastest time so far. And it's going to be 13.66 seconds faster for Team Lotto and El Jumbo. 11:52.50, that's a fast time. Trek Segafredo gets started. Brentler, Colodan, Kunde-Kort, Nico Irizar, Jarlinson Pantano, Ed Toons is the squad. This team, of course, looked after the interests of Alberto Contador in the Vuelta a España that's just finished. Our first glimpse at Team Sky. There's Vasil Kirienka, former individual time trial winner of the World Championships. It looks like we're going to see the start now of Team Sunweb. There's Michael Matthews. Matthews was a member of the team of Orica last year that took the bronze medal. Hope he's going to remember to take the cotton wool out from his nose. There's Chris Froome. Just won the Vuelta a España, 4 times a winner of the Tour. Looks quite relaxed. I saw a red bike there just now. I thought Froome was going to ride a Vuelta-coloured bike, but it looks like he's not. Kwiatkowski was on a red and white bike for the winner of Time Trial Poland. Bora Hansgrohe working their way up the climb with their squad looking okay so far. Jan Barter slotting in on the back wheel. Lucas Posselberger just in front of him. Sky have finished the bronze medal in 2013 in Firenze behind Omega Pharma Quickstep and Orica Scott. Was Orica Green Edge at the time, of course. Sky were 22.5 seconds down on that day in Firenze. Apart from that, they haven't figured. So I know Froome and the rest of the team would like to bring home the gold medal if they could. Sunweb about to get started. This is a strong team. Sam Oomen, who just had to drop out of the Vuelta a España. Tom Dumoulin, winner Giro d'Italia. Leonard Kamner, third in the under-23 World Championship individual time trial. Wilco Kelderman, who just had that great Vuelta a España, Søren Kragh Andersen, stage winner in Tour of Oman, and Michael Matthews, who had a great Tour de France with 2 stage wins. Now 3 in total, 3 stages in a Vuelta a España. Second in the World Championship race in 2015. Sunweb are underway. 4 more teams left to take to the start line.
Ja, folkens, nå kommer favorittene opp. Her kommer Chris Froome, her kommer det verdensstjerner. Vi ser han har et arv på knærne, han har ramlet litt i Stanley.
Moscon riding an Italian-coloured bike. Trying to work out where Team Sky's numbers are. Ah, there they are. They're in pockets inside the skin suit, so you can hardly see them. But they are there. The Team Sky, Owen Doull, Olympic champion. Chris Froome, Tour de France winner and Vuelta a España winner this year. Vasyl Kirienka, world champion of the time trial. Michał Kwiatkowski, world champion of the road race. Gianni Moscon, winner of the Arctic race. Geraint Thomas, Olympic champion team pursuit. It's not a bad lineup if you just run through that quite quickly. A little bit of conversation going on in the Bora Hansgrohe team between Barta and Conrad to just check how everything is working. Team Sky, both Italian riders actually, on their red, white and green bikes. There is Geraint Thomas on the left-hand side. This is a real crack squad of riders to ride this team time trial. All on different suits as well, if you look very, very closely. Geraint Thomas, slightly different texture than Froome. They've got these golf ball kind of bit of turbulence around the shoulders, but Froome's got even more on the lower arms of his skin suit. If you'd like to message me at @McCrossan. The start of Team Sky in their attempt to win the World Championship of the team time trial. They've brought a crack squad of riders here to try and win this. Vasyl Kirienka can just sit on the front the entire way. The team car, I think I'm right in saying, will be Brett Lancaster. Now, Brett Lancaster was a member of the Orica Scott team, who were second in 2013 to Omega Pharma Quickstep by 0.81 of a second. You may well remember that. Lancaster now will be looking to try and secure this team time trial for Team Sky. He's very knowledgeable indeed about how to win a team time trial, how to compete. In Maglia Rosa, of course, pink jersey wearer of the Giro d'Italia. Fastest team on the course so far, this squad, Lotto NL Jumbo. The first team up onto the climb, Team Fix It. Looks like they've got 5 riders intact. And a few rabbits running alongside. Team Fix It going to set the standard for everyone else to beat. Reaching the intermediate time split, 40 minutes 4. 1.17. Team Sky have started, only 3 teams left to take to the start, and they are the 3 teams who took the medals last year. Ethics, now Quickstep, BMC Racing and Orica Scott. It was close between those squads last year. Orica about to get underway. But to me, this squad looked really up for this time trial today. Looks like they really want to win this. They've got some big, strong, powerful riders in here. BMC, the medalists in 2015, 2014, silver last year. The arrival of Movistar at the first intermediate split. Are they going to be on course to go close to Lotto NL Jumbo? The answer is yes. Movistar 4.24 seconds down, a respectable performance through the first split for the former bronze medalist in this team time trial. Orica now underway. The team of Luke Durbridge, Alexander Edmondson, Michael Hepburn, Damien Howson, Darrell Impey, Svein Tuft. 5 of this team were the bronze medalists in 2016. They have the experience to take this all the way and take the gold medal. If they can just find the speed they need to clinch this title. BMC Racing team about to get started. They've got their 3-spoked wheels in the bike. See those a bit often. Racing, who are coached by Marco Pinotti. Now we're seeing the arrival of the teams on the climb, which is a real telltale moment. Team Sparabanken constantly looking around just to check they're all okay. 4 riders still there. Need to go over the top with 4 intact. Nearly at the top. Sparabanken slowing down a little now. They were well ahead. Sparabanken crest the top of the hill. And now he goes. The front rider looks around, checks, and now they go downhill. Here we are with Team Sky. Just to keep an eye out, the 2 Italian riders are on red, white, green bikes. The rest are all on the usual black Team Sky bikes. Sitting on the back of the group right now is Geraint Thomas. Haven't seen much of Thomas since that crash at the Tour de France. It's very noticeable that Froome is in a tiny gear compared to everyone else. Rides that massive cadence. Must be hard to follow if you're Geraint Thomas. You're following someone who's riding a massive cadence and you're just rolling along like you normally do. Movistar then are in the ballpark, 4.24 seconds down on the fastest time of Lotto NL Jumbo. No one has eclipsed that time yet. Six teams yet to reach the first intermediate time split, but we turn our attention to the start of the BMC Racing team. Rowan Dennis, Sylvain Dillier, Stefan Jung, Daniel Oss, Miles Scotts and TJ Van Garderen. 4 members of this team were silver medalists last year. The arrival of Trek Segafredo at the intermediate time split at 10.5 meters. 6th fastest time, 19.79 seconds. This is BMC just rolling along now. Number 11 about to make his way onto the back of the string, Rowan Dennis. You know, X100 are going to be the fastest team, potentially. I'm going to go close to the Fix-It squad. So they've accelerated a little bit along the course. And riding well. 13.44 seconds, top of the leaderboard, 40 minutes, 27.73. Thanks for all your messages at Ant Macrosses. Thanks also for all the messages about the fact that Chris Froome is wearing a skin suit today in this team time trial. For those of you who don't quite understand that, I'm sure you'll find yesterday Froome posed naked in a British newspaper. There's always Jack Bauer having a problem here. Just checking. Jack Bauer just had to suddenly have a change of wheel, I think. Only just getting there in time. We'll come back to Froome in a second. This is the last team to start. The defending champions. 4 members of this team, world champions last year. The arrival of Sunweb at the intermediate time split. They go through the fastest time by the looks of. They're going to push Lotto Oyombo close. And they do. 5.78 seconds. They are top of the leaderboard at the intermediate time split. And the start now of the Quick Step team. Quick Step team made up of Jack Bauer, Philip Gilbert, Bob Jungels, Yves Lampiet, Nicky Terpstra, Julian Vermont. The team of Quick Step underway. All the teams now have taken to the race starts. And the arrival of the Italian squad, San Gemini. So yeah, thank you for all the jokes about Chris Froome wearing clothes today. He posed yesterday naked in the Times, which is a British newspaper, and they have every week an athlete's body where the rider poses and does an interview, and it was widely circulated yesterday. We'll leave it at that. Froome, though, sporting all the injuries from those crashes in the Vuelta a España. But yet, I firmly confirm that he is wearing a skin suit today. BMC Racing Team, 4 minutes into this race. Fastest team through the first split is Sunweb, 11:46.72. Second place so far, Lotto Oyombo. Third place, the Movistar team. Fourth place, Katusha Alpecin. The first split will give us an indication, but it's the second split that is going to tell us exactly how it's going. On to Aske Brua, the Aske Bridge. And Sunweb look to be very controlled so far. Can Sunweb do the double and take the men's and the women's team time trial? The women were spectacular earlier on today, so we'll find out if they can. Team Sky arrive at the first split. Wow, what a time. This is going to be the fastest time so far. They are absolutely flying. Owen Doull peels across. Sky, top of the leaderboard, 10.46 seconds faster than Team Sunweb. over the top of the climb. The arrival of Joka Ikopal, and they're going to go top of the leaderboard. That's a great performance by them. 38 minutes 52.24, 1:17 faster. Team Sky motoring right now. Look at the speed they're going at. Kwiatkowski. In fact, I'm just looking at the bikes here, and it's Kwiatkowski who's got the red and white bike, and Moscon has got the Italian-coloured bike. And thank you to Kazia for your message. Moscon and Kwiatkowski riding different bikes. So Kwiatkowski on his red and white Polish bike, and Moscon on his red, white and green Italian bike. So thank you very much for that. And thank you to Lorraine and AJ and everyone else who's messaged about free. And Christy, if your feed is freezing up every few seconds, then it's something to do with your Wi-Fi or your settings, unfortunately. Try coming off the Wi-Fi and going back on and check your speed. The arrival of CCC Sprandi Polkovici. Those of you watching in different ways, just if you get freezing, there's no freezing at all right now of any of the pictures. The pictures are perfect. Just under 50 an hour for the team of CCC Sprandi Polkovici. Team Fix It. Far from the finishing line then. They're going to set the standard for everyone to beat. And Team Fix It then can see the finishing line. This is the first team to finish. The Norwegian squad of Marius Blalet, Ken Levi Eikeland, Asmund Zdrovic, Christopher Madsen, Bjorn Overland and Elias Spikseth. Here they come then. Team Fix It going to be the first team to take the line, and they finish in a time of 53:11.91. (53:11.91). Team Sky onto the bridge. The arrival of Orica Scott at the first intermediate time split, just outside the time of Team Sky. And they have to accelerate here. Team Sky 13.5 seconds faster at the first split. Third fastest time for that team. Third fastest time for Orica Scott. So only the teams of BMC Racing and Step Floors to reach that first split. The faster speed of Team Sky, they are absolutely flat out. Look at that. One rider on the back, just taking a gel. Just trying to work out who that was. I think it might be Geraint Thomas. Just looking, Geraint Thomas is sitting on a little bit here. Olympic champion in the team pursuit. BMC still looking good here. They swapped out Manuel Kinziato and brought TJ Van Garderen in. Saw Kinziato yesterday, had a good conversation with him. He's retired now. He was, for day one of his retirement, he was out on his bike. But he said that this is brutal and he didn't feel he could do it justice, and they brought TJ Van Garderen in instead to try and beef up the team to give the race victory. They are the previous world champions. Miles Scottson sitting on the back, the Australian, the national champion of Australia in the road race. As we see Astana, who are very, very ragged on this climb. Astana uphill over the crest of this brutal climb in the middle of this team time trial. And rider number 5 looking around to see if there's anyone else there. The answer is no, there's not. Need to carry on. 24.95 seconds down on the previous fastest time of CCC Sprandi Polkovic in the arrival of Sparabanken at the finishing line. The arrival of Sparabanken setting themselves up now for the finishing line. And the time to beat at the finish was Fixit 53.11.87, Sparabanken's second fastest time. BMC Racing Team through the splits. They're down on Team Sky already. Team Sky have opened up with a ferocious pace. 9.47 seconds down, BMC. The champions of 2015 and 14. Sky have never started a team time trial in the World Championships like this. This is very, very impressive. Look at the speed these teams are doing. BMC need to find something from somewhere to come back at Team Sky. But Marco Pinotti, the professor, he is the man who looks after this team. He will try and find something to help these guys out. Sylvain Dillier dropping onto the back. He'll be changing squads for next year. Sylvain Dillier, he's got good memories of Norway. We're on a stage of the Arctic race here. And the arrival of the team who have been setting the standard before Team Sky got out of the course. Team Lotto NL Jumbo. The fastest time at the top of this climb has been CCC Sprandi Polkovici. And it looks like Lotto NL Jumbo are going to arrive there with 5 riders. Lars Boom on the back. Lars Boom just won a Tour of Britain. Second time he had done so. Victor Campanet's in here. He's on the front as they go across the line. They're 8.65 seconds ahead. The arrival then of the UNO-X Hydrogen Development Team. The time to beat 53.11.87 of Team Fixit, the other Norwegian, one of the other Norwegian teams. UNO-X Hydrogen Development Team make their way into the finish. They have to finish with 4. The rider on the back suffering here. And the arrival then of UNO-X Hydrogen Development Team, and they go top of the leaderboard so far. They will lead in a time of 53.00.16. Here, BMC Racing Team on the bridge as they go past everyone doing the Mexican wave. BMC looking good. Simon Fan, thanks for your message. Sonny Scott, who is riding for Orica Scott. Oh, the arrival of Quick Step Floors. They're in the ballpark. The first intermediate time split, 1.34 seconds. So they have a fight on their hands, Team Sky. Great performance by the Quick Step team, despite not having Tony Martin in their squad. Only 1.34 seconds down. Sky going round that loop. Sonny Scott, who is in the team of Orica Scott today. Let's tell you that in a moment. Here are the standings at the first split. Sky lead, 1.34 seconds down. Quick Step, BMC 9.47, then Sunweb, then Orica, then Lotto NL Jumbo. But remember, in a team time trial of 42.5 kilometres, teams have their different ways of riding. Sky have gone out very, very hard so far. The Orica Scott team then for Sonny is Durbridge, bronze medalist in 2016. Alexander Edmondson, bronze medalist 16. Michael Hepburn, also a member of the team. Damien Howson, Daryl Impey, the South African who wore the maillot jaune of the Tour de France, bronze medalist in 2016, and Swain Tuft, the Canadian powerhouse. That is the team of Orica Scott this afternoon. Team Katusha Alpecin, World Tour team, reaching the top of the climb. Tony Martin in here. Alexander Kristoff gritting his teeth. It's such a brutal climb, 1.5 kilometers with a 9% gradient at the top. When you're on your team time trial bike, it's so hard. You have to really look after each other. Katusha Alpecin go through now, third fastest time, 20.4 seconds down. The arrival of San Gemini, they're going to be top of the leaderboard. New fastest time, 52.48 for the Italian squad. Sky look good, don't they? They really are shifting. Owen Dool on the back of the group. Keiko thinks there's a lot of riders here who rode the Giro. You think they'll fade. We'll see what happens. That was a long time ago. A lot of welter riders in here. But you tend to find after a Grand Tour, about a week later, you've got like a diesel engine. You just ride. So they may well be okay. Like Moscon, what an incredible job he did in the Vuelta a España for Chris Froome. The arrival of Joka Ikapal, this is going to be the fastest time by a long way. As you can see, the green colour signifies they're going to go top of the leaderboard with a right on 50 kilometres an hour, 58.51. Here we are on board with Joka Ikapal as they reach the finishing line. 58.51 for Joka Ikapal. That's now the time to beat. Astana onto the cobbles. They are going quick. But as far as I can see it, CCC Sprandi Pokovici are pretty fast. And on the course right now, may well set the standards at the finishing line. Massive crowd for Chris Froome and Team Sky. Kirienka, back of the group. And the arrival now of the Polish squad. 4 riders making their way to the finish. CCC Sprandi Pokovici, they are going to go top of the leaderboard. Now the finishing line, Joka Ikapal 58.51. CCC Sprandi Pokovici are going to be around about 49 minutes for this ride today. There they go, sprinting into the finishing line. CCC Sprandi Pokovici, and it's going to be a new fastest time for the Polish team. They hit the line now, and they are the first team to break 50 minutes. 49.34.47 for CCC Sprandi Pokovici. The arrival of Laura Hansgrohe at the top of the climb, outside the time, 4th fastest. As here at Lotto and Oyombo, I think are going to now go to the top of the leaderboard. They've looked superb all the way across this route so far. But Sky looked to be just absolutely sprinting. The odd being left here or there, but not too much at all. On the back of the group then, number 36, Gianni Moscon. Moscon, 5th in the Paris-Roubaix. 2nd on the Tamara stage of the Vuelta a España. And here's BMC. Are they in the ballpark? Just taking a look at this formation. You would normally expect these guys to be the top team. Sunweb may be motivated a little by the performance of their women's squad, who really put in a huge ride. They won't worry that they're a little bit down on the classification. They may well be riding a similar way to the way that their women's squad. Wilco Kelderman on the back of the group there, 4th in the Vuelta a España, 7th in the Giro d'Italia so far in his career. Kelderman, the emerging talent of now Sunweb team. De Moulin is in here, and they're turning out some very, very good stage race riders. On the back of the group now, Sam Oomen, 3rd in Criterium International. And now we get a glimpse on the back of the group of Rowan Dennis, our record holder in his career, spinning his way uphill. Here's Movistar. This is the climb, the Bergen, 1.4 kilometers. That's the profile you can see there on the right-hand side. If you'd like to message me at all, at Ant McCrossan is where you can message me. This is a really evil climb, but it looks like Movistar have got a measure of this. 5 riders left, and they go top of the leaderboard now. They're making a little bit of a move now, Movistar. New fastest time on the climb for Movistar. 37 minutes 20.31. Astana down to 4. They've lost Gatto, they've lost Truls Corsaith. The rest of the squad are in here. So the Astana team, Dario Cataldo, Sergei Chernetsky, Andrei Grifko, Alexei Lutsenko, racing their way to the finish. They're going to be outside the fastest time. Astana with a time that's just 32 seconds down, 31.74. 49.34.37 is still the fastest time. Katusha Alpecin through the time splits. 3rd fastest, still Lotto and Jumbo, the fastest team to that point. It's a big week here for Alexander Kristoff. World Championships in your own country. Kristoff, European champion, winner of Milano-San Remo, winner of Tour of Flanders, winner of Grand Prix Plouay. It's a bit of an interesting discussion going on between him and Oddvold Boasson about who they're riding for next weekend. It sounds like they're going to be given free rein to do their own thing. They still have a disagreement over Doha last year, and we finally lose a rider. And we lose Reto Hollenstein, 9th in the World Championship individual time trial. He's suffering. Katusha Alpecin down to 5 riders now. And Christy, thanks for your message. Is this year's distance longer than usual, or is it average for a world's time trial? It's pretty average, actually. Last year's was 40, just over 40 kilometers, but it was totally flat. This year, as you can see, is far from flat. So we see Michael Matthews there, wearing number 48. 3 stages of the Tour de France now in his career. Many say that he is one of the favourites for this year's title. Lotto and Jumbo, top of the leaderboards, 20.47. Average speed of just under 52 kilometres an hour. If you see the profile of this course, that is an exceptional time. Their time, 49 minutes, 10.00. Lotto and Jumbo now, top of the leaderboard. It does say at the moment that The only team who are getting close to that is Movistar, as looks like Katusha Alpecin are getting a bit ragged. Thiago Machado leaving a massive gap there. And the arrival now of Trek Segafredo at the top of the climb. The pace being set by Kunda Court. Looks good. He's just ridden the Vuelta a España. He'll have good form after his Grand Tours this year. And Trek Segafredo, though, they're going to be around about a minute off the pace compared to the Movistar team, who are fastest to that point. Movistar standard is now 37.20. Fastest time then to that point, Movistar. Second is Lotto NL Jumbo. Third is CCC Sprandi Polkovici. The average speed of these rides is really high. Look at this. Team Sunweb, as they make their way up this climb, are going to be a minute ahead of Movistar. That's unheard of. Tom Dumoulin using all his power. Look at the faces of some of these riders behind Dumoulin. Over the top of the climb with all 6 riders just about there. And Sunweb 55 seconds faster than Movistar. Wow. Sunweb 36.25. 09. Well, it looked like Movistar were really quick, and then suddenly Sunweb have just absolutely flown up that climb. The time to beat then 49.10.00. Lotto NL Jumbo, top of the leaderboard. Thanks for all your messages. At Ant McCrossan is where you can message me this afternoon. Thanks for getting interactive. AJ Smith, you're right. There's hills, there's cobbles, there's everything on this course. Tony Martin and the rest of the team, they're looking for a 4th rider. They've suddenly got really messy on the run into the finish. Team Katusha Alpecin, they're going to be outside the time of Lotto NL Jumbo. They finished 4th rider there, 26 seconds down, 49.36.00. Still top of the leaderboard, 49.10 Lotto NL Jumbo. That's not Team Sky, it's Movistar. So I think we're going to have a closer battle. Movistar have reached that 3rd intermediate split. Oh, and the rider has cracked. Geraint Thomas cracks. He has looked like he's been hanging on. And Geraint Thomas now is unable to go with Team Sky on the climb. Only 4 riders left. Kirienka, Kwiatkowski, Moss gone, and Froome. Owen Doula's gone. Froome is having to stay there now. Geraint Thomas is coming back. They need the firepower of Geraint Thomas on the run into the line, but he really looks like he's suffering. Geraint Thomas is cracking on this climb, big style. And Froome is just saying, just calm down. We just need Geraint Thomas with us for the finish. That might be a bit of a mistake, because the rest of this climb is a long way. Froome looks to see whether he says, let's go. Froome has given the call. We have to go now. Can't wait for Geraint Thomas any longer. Froome says to the team, we just have to press on now. Geraint Thomas trying to stay there, and suddenly Team Sky, who started so fast, Thomas is in the cars, and now having a battle against Team Sunweb. That might have been a good call there by Froome. Sunweb have really ridden a very clever ride. Did Sky go out too early? Did they go too hard at the beginning? Team Sky now 5 or 6 seconds down. The average speed including climb 50.9 kilometers an hour. So now it's down to 4 riders. Sky are left. They've lost Duel and they've lost Geraint Thomas. And it's not really a surprise. You look at Moscon, Kwiatkowski and Kirienka, who've looked after Froome. So for his Tour de France or his Vueltas. And these are the guys who've got the Grand Tours in their legs. Geraint Thomas, of course, had to come back after crashing. The arrival now of Bora Hansgrohe. The time to be 49.10.00. Bora Hansgrohe are going to be outside the time. So to tidy up for you, Movistar are the fastest through the third split, but on the mountain, which gives us the indication, Sunweb are the leaders, Sky are in second place, and in third place so far on that mountain, Movistar, but still have 3 teams to reach the top of that climb to give us the proper indication. Bora Hansgrohe, 4th fastest, 35.52. Bruce, good question. It's 4 riders in this team time trial. If you have that full complement of 9, you normally have to finish with 6, but in this race you have to finish with 4. Thanks to all of you for your messages. Get interactive this afternoon. Ask what you'd like to ask. What's going through your mind about these bikes, the riders, their performances, the hills, or anything like that? Belinda, thanks for your message. Belinda McLeod. As we look at these 4 riders, urged on now by Froome. Froome on the front, really giving this full gas. Froome with that really high cadence. He gave the call. He said, don't wait for Thomas. He tried to get them to wait initially. These riders, of course, will have their radios in their ears. They know exactly what is going on. Froome would have wanted Geraint Thomas for this descent and the flat road in towards the finish, just to give him a little bit more extra rest. That's what they would want. I love the description of creaky cracks. Team Sky look as tight as a bobsled team. That's a great description. They do. They're almost sitting right in formation, even on the descents. Movistar arrive now. 49 minutes 10.00 is the time to beat. Movistar come racing into the finish. Is this going to be the fastest time? Bronze medalists in 2015. Movistar set themselves up now. It looks like it's going to be the top of the leaderboard for Movistar. They always ride an accelerated ride. Movistar 49.1.10.00, sorry, is the time to beat. In fact, it's going to run out. Are they going to do it? Right on the line. Whoa, they're just 0.35 outside. Wow. Did they top of the leaderboard? My scoreboard is saying that Movistar finished in 49.965 compared to Lotto NL Jumbo's 49.10.00. I think Movistar have gone top of the leaderboard. It didn't show on the TV graphics, but Movistar 49.9.65 top of the leaderboard. Lotto NL Jumbo 49.10.00. Here come Team Sunweb. This is the team that are looking absolutely fantastic today. Are they going to bring a world title to both their men's and their women's team? It's a distinct possibility. Sky looking less like a bobsled team now, though. They're a little bit ragged under the pressure because they've only got 4 riders. Froome back into the wheel. He's losing the wheel now and then. So much technical stuff on that skin suit he's wearing. Look at that, he's got different skin suit to everybody else. Dodging these Little drain covers, so dangerous that they've just got to not take too many risks, but you can't really help it. This is Team Sunweb. The time to beat is Movistar. 49.965. BMC Racing Team now reach the top of the climb. Still with the squad together. That's a good ride by them. Have they got 5 or 6? Looks like they've got 5. This could be the fastest time so far. This is a clever ride by Team BMC. Rowan Dennis just sitting in the saddle. The best performance. Over the top of the climb, 3.05 seconds faster. BMC now are on the hunt for the gold medal. That's a great performance by BMC. They're coming back. They were 9.47 seconds down, and now they are the fastest team, 36.22 at the top. To Team Sky, they're 8 seconds ahead. Team Sky onto the cobbles. I think Sky are not going to do this. They started so fast. Compared to Sunweb, they were 10 seconds ahead at the first split, and Sunweb have done exactly what they did with the women's team. Ride the beginning softly, ride the middle bit really fast, and ride the end bit even quicker. Could be the unthinkable here. This could change women's cycling, you know, in a few moments. If Sunweb produce men's and women's world champions, then Movistar's move into having a women's team is a very clever move. Look at the speed of this squad. All 6 riders are still here. Dumoulin, Leonard Kamner, Kelderman, Soren Kragh Andersen, Michael Matthews, Sam Oomen. Trek Segafredo now heading in towards the finishing line. The arrival of the former team of Alberto Contador. Trek Segafredo, they're going to be around about 1.5 minutes down on the Movistar team, who remain at the top of the leaderboard. Trek Segafredo finished, but this is the squad now. Team Sunweb sprinting for the finishing line. They're going to smash the time of Movistar. They go to the top of the leaderboard. What a performance by Team Sunweb. That is some ride. 47 minutes 50.42. Team Sunweb have the fastest time. Faster than Movistar by 1 minute 19 seconds. Here's Quickstep. Only 4 riders left as they reach the top of this climb now. There's some suffering going on in here. I don't think Quickstep are going to defend their title. It looks to me like the big contest now is between BMC Racing Team and maybe Orica, we have seen nothing of. 16.6 seconds down are the Quickstep team. 31 kilometres, this is the standings. BMC, followed by Sunweb, followed by Sky, followed by Quickstep, and then Orica. In fact, that's the reason we're not seeing Orica. 35.88 seconds down. So, Leslie, hope that answers your question. Orica, there or thereabouts. And here are the arrival of Orica. They're not going to do it. 4 riders left. It's been a brutal team time trial. Onto the cobbles, 43 seconds down on the Sunweb team. Sunweb 47.50.42. this could be the double for Team Sunweb. Team Sky now sprinting their way towards the conclusion of this 42.5-kilometre time trial. They've got about a minute to reach the finishing line. They're going to turn these corners. They are in with a shout. The time to beat, 47:50.42. The time of Team Sunweb of Tom Dumoulin. No, I don't think they're going to do it. Team Sky now being led by, on the front, Froome slots in. Sky really to do a blistering last K. I can't see it happening. Sunweb have produced the textbook ride in this team time trial. Look at the size of the crowd here in Bergen. Sky go through these twists and turns. Kwiatkowski doing a massive turn on the front. Moscon in second, pulling all sorts of faces. Froome in third, Kirienka in fourth. And now they're going to make their way around the final turn. The time goes by. So Sunweb are going to stay top of the leaderboard. I think the only team who can bother them are the BMC Racing team. And Sunweb might do the unique double coming of the men's and women's team time trial. Sunweb top of the leaderboard. Team Sky now going to try and put himself into second place so far. Sunweb top of the leaderboard. Sky second fastest. So only 3 teams are left to finish. Orica Scott, BMC Racing team, Quick Step Floors. The BMC Racing team now are racing their way into this intermediate time split. Can they do it? They look very, very good indeed. They need to get really quick through these last few turns. The time is close. They've got about 4 seconds in hand. BMC Racing team, the winners of this title in 2015 and 2014, can't make any little mistakes now. Just under 5 seconds of an advantage on Team Sunweb. Are they going to go back to the top of the world as far as team time trialling is concerned? BMC Racing team, Team Van Garderen, the last-minute addition to this squad, on the back of the group. On the front right now, Stefan Kung. 4 members of this team, silver medalists in this World Championship in 2016. Stefan Kung moves over to the left-hand side. Such good time trialists in here. Sylvain Dillier, Rowan Dennis, of course, one of the fastest time trialists in the world. BMC Racing team, look at that, with 5 riders intact, moving across now. Daniel, the Italian powerhouse. This is really, really close now between these riders, between Sunweb and BMC Racing team. Rowan Dennis goes to the front to give them a huge turn, dropping off the pace. Miles Scottson, the Australian champion. Now BMC need to make sure that all 4 riders stay there now. The Australian road race champion Scottson has gone, so now only 4 riders are left, and Rowan Dennis is hammering the rest of his squad. TJ Van Garderen trying to get in the wheels. Rowan Dennis looking around. The time to beat, 47 minutes, 50.42. Sunweb with Matthews. Look at Michael Matthews. He can't believe the pace of BMC Racing team. They are just watching it. Dumoulin smiling away there on the podium. Michael Matthews has got his head in his hands. He can't believe it. This is so close. They're almost being sick on the hot seat. The Team Sunweb is so tight between BMC Racing team and Team Sunweb. Are Sunweb going to get the men's and the women's team time trial World Championship inside the final run-in to the finish? And BMC starting to look a little bit ragged now. There's literally 0.06 of a second between these 2 teams to decide this world title. Sunweb, Dumoulin, Kamna, Kelderman, Soren Kragh Andersen, Michael Matthews, Sam Oomen. Now we are really close to the finishing line, and BMC are giving this as much as they possibly can. Orica Scott now arrive. Daryl Impey on the front for Orica Scott. Many thought this would be their day. They just haven't had the firepower today. The end of a long season for a team that have done so much to defend the interests of their riders like Chavez and Yates. Orica Scott may well be out of the medals here as they race in towards the finish line. Big turn on the front. Orica Scott outside the time of Sunweb. They're going to be just inside the time of Movistar. Orica Scott finish 1-3-2-1. Sunweb cannot bear to look at what is going on out here. Quick Step making their way in towards the finishing line right now. Philippe Gilbert on the back of the group. I don't think they're there. No, Quick Step are out of the hunt of the gold medal. So it is between Sunweb and BMC Racing Team to decide who will be the world champions. Sunweb, you must say, reduced the ride. They went out steady and they accelerated as a cohesive unit. They look better than anybody. BMC, if they win it, it will be purely down. It's so close. It's literally a few seconds between these two teams. The closest ever time trial is 0.81 of a second in 2013 in Firenze. Here we go now with BMC Racing Team. Rowan Dennis, 1 kilometre to go. And they're losing a rider. He's got to stay on the wheel. They cannot lose TJ Van Garderen. He's a rider on the back who is absolutely suffering. He must stay in a slipstream. BMC Racing Team absolutely flat out. There is literally nothing between these two squads right now. Round the final few twists and turns, Van Garderen is all over the place. He is desperately trying to stay in the wheels. They move across yet again. Have they got this one? Have they not? It's going to come down to a final sprint for the finishing line. BMC through that corner. Then we've got the swooping right-hander. Then it's slightly uphill. Oh, they almost went the wrong way. What did they do then? Here we go now. I don't know if they've got it. I don't know if they can do it. Time 47:50.42. It looks like it's going to go to Sunweb. It looks like Sunweb are going to be the world champions. 47:50.42. Sunweb with the extra firepower on the run in. They take it. Look at the time. 47:58.71. Team Sunweb are the world champions of team time trial, and they do an historic double. They take the men's and the women's team time trial. What a ride by Team Sunweb. They got that absolutely nailed. Quick Step are yet to finish, but unless the timing has been completely out, they're not going to trouble the gold medal. They may well take the bronze medal, but let's wait and see what happens. Quick Step now on the back. Philippe Gilbert desperately trying to hold on to the wheels here. Gilbert's had a great season. Well, they're giving it all they possibly can. They've not got far to go. On the front of that group right now, Bob Jungels. Behind him is Julien Vermont. Philippe Gilbert. Behind him is Yves Campiet. So as long as the timing is right, then I think Sunweb are going to take it. Quick Step dropping away. 25 seconds they're down. 2 kilometres now to go. What a race it's been. Sunweb went out. Their first time split was 4th fastest. They were 10 seconds down. The second split, they were 3 seconds down. The third split, they were 4 seconds down, but then they accelerated. So close. So Quick Step now, 47:50.42 is the time to beat. They're not going to do that. They're making their way along the banks of the fjord now, and on the wheel, Julien Vermont slips in on the slipstream. But the question is, what colour medal can they get? The time they need is 48:12.77. That's the time of Team Sky. And that is possible. 48:12.77. It is possible, but it's going to be very, very tight for Quick Step. Team Sky may well finish 4th. Sunweb's time is going to go by. Sunweb are the world champions. There's no doubt about that. 47:50.42. They've produced the ride of the day. 8 seconds out of BMC. The big question now, can Quick-Step get themselves a medal? Sunweb, you wouldn't have expected them to go top of the leaderboard and win this world title before the start. Everyone was saying it was all about BMC, but Sunweb looked so good all the way along the course. Sky lineup was good. Well, it looks like Quick-Step are coming in now. The time, is it going to be a time for a medal or not? Let's see what the time is going to be. They hit the line now, and the time is the 4th fastest time, 48:25.62. Sunweb can now celebrate the relief on the faces. Dumoulin adds a world title of the team time trial. Matthews shakes his head. He has been pretty close to being sick during that time, sitting on that hot seat. A great performance by Sunweb this afternoon. Dumoulin, the Giro d'Italia winner. Leonard Kamner, 3rd in the under-23 World Championship team individual time trial. Wilco Kelderman, 4th in the Vuelta a España. Soren Kragh Andersen, stage winner in the Tour of Oman this year. Michael Matthews, 2 stage wins in the Tour de France this year. And Sam Oomen, who was riding really well in the Vuelta, had to drop out, but finished 3rd in the Criterium International. Here are Sunweb finishing that flat-out sprint for the line. Dumoulin and the rest of the troops. What a performance by them. There's BMC Racing Team in 2nd place, and it's going to be Team Sky who are going to be in 3rd. Look at the faces of Sunweb when they realised they'd taken the title. Well, I wonder if Sunweb learnt anything from the women's team this morning. They may well have just learnt to ride in a certain way. The same team director sportif there on the podium with them. So Sunweb 47.54.2, BMC 2nd, 8 seconds down, and Team Sky 3rd, 22 seconds down. Here's the rundown of the rest of the 17 teams. Sky, the bronze medalist in 2013. It's taken him a while to get back on the podium of this world title. Maybe with Geraint Thomas, if he had recovered from his injuries, then he would have been able to add a little bit more firepower to that Team Sky squad. They were missing one more rider. Let's take a look back then at an historic day in this World Championship. The start of Team Sunweb. Team Sky starting with a superb squad. Dool, Froome, Kirienka, Kwiatkowski, Moscon and Thomas. And BMC with their usual strong team. Dennis, Dillier, Kuhn, Oss, and adding in Van Garderen and Scottson. First intermediate time split, Sunweb 10 seconds down on the fastest time at that point. Team Sky went through with the fastest time, 11:36.26. And BMC Racing Team went through there with the 3rd fastest time, 9.47 seconds slower than Team Sky. But it was really at this point that we saw Sunweb coming into the game. Dumoulin leading the charge with all 6 riders still there. That gave them some extra firepower. 3.05 seconds was the deficit at this point. Team Sky holding on, but Geraint Thomas finding that climb just too much. Geraint Thomas just had nothing left in the legs. But it was BMC Racing Team who were now at the top of the leaderboard on the climb. 36:22.04 for BMC and 3 seconds ahead of Sunweb. But once they made their way in towards Bergen, that numerical advantage, the ability for the riders to have a little bit of a rest, meant that Sunweb started to claw it back. Sky at this point looking a little bit more ragged than before, but still with 4 riders riding well. BMC in towards the finishing line through the intermediate time split, starting to fall away a little in terms of their advantage, but still 4 seconds ahead of Sunweb, who rode the last section of this course literally like a sprint. They lost 2 riders on the final rises. They finished with 4, but it was a tremendous performance. Team Sky holding on well with 4 riders to clinch the bronze medal in this World Championship. And Sunweb watching BMC Racing Team come in towards the finishing line. BMC have been on the podium for so many years. The last 3 years, they missed 1 year in 2013. But over the last 5 years, they've been on the podium on 4 occasions with 2 golds and 2 silvers. BMC yet again take a silver medal, but Sunweb, who've never appeared on the podium, have taken the gold medal.
Tom, you want a world title? That's special. Doing it with the boys, with the team, that must be even more special, I guess.
It's crazy. First a woman this afternoon, and then us. It's crazy, really. The team was so homogeneous. How do you say that? Yeah, it was absolutely amazing. I was normally you would say maybe you're the best time trialist on paper, but with this team it was so smooth, and it was crazy, really. Yeah, we had a very good pace and we kept it all the way to the line.
Yeah, would you say that's what made the difference? Because you were still 6 together just before the final straights, better than all the others.
Yeah, we tried to keep it together, especially on the long climb at 30k to go or something, like 10k to go. And that just worked out, like barely, but we made it over the climb, and then yeah, we were all flying. It was just yeah, I don't have words. It's really unexpected, but very nice.
And then you had to wait for the others. You had to wait for Sky, for BMC. Probably very tense moment with the guys out there.
Yeah, we knew that we were doing a good time trial, but we didn't hear any differences or whatever in the radio, so we were just flying until the line, and then we saw the time differences on the screen finish, and then Sky crossed the line and we beat them, and that was already unexpected. But BMC it was so close and so tense, but yeah, we made it at the end.
Gives you ideas for Wednesday, for instance?
Well, Wednesday is another day. Now I'm just really happy to enjoy this with the team. It's really, yeah, this is the team event of the year, and we pulled it off.
Congratulations, thank you very much.
Tom Dumoulin, who will make his way now to the podium. What a finish to both time trials today. Well, Sunweb was not on the lips of many people as the winners of both the races, but they have absolutely pulled this out of the bag. Fantastic performance by both teams, and I think the difference, just the way they rode, taking things in the opening stages, not flat out, nice and steady, and then using the acceleration later, so that they had all the team when they really needed them later on. In a moment, we'll bring you the podium of today's team time trial. And then tomorrow, of course, we end up bringing you all the start of the individual time trials. Some lovely onboard footage of some of the teams today. Tomorrow we bring you the women's junior time trial and the men's under 23 time trial. Well, looking across Bergen now, we wait for the podium presentation. The riders just making their way there. Tomorrow then, don't forget women junior time trial and the men's under 23 time trial here in Bergen. The racing starts at 10:35 Norwegian time and goes all the way through the day till 5:25. A little break in the middle of about 1 hour. That's us looking down on the lake behind the hospitality, that big white marquee, which is right on the finishing line. And just to the left-hand side, you can see the double-decker trucks, and that's where we are. And the podium is not too far away. Giant screens everywhere so everyone can enjoy the action. Well, I think you'll all agree Bergen has hosted the start of a stunning week of time trials and road races. They really have created a great atmosphere. If this carries on like this all week, we're going to have a very nice time. Don't know if you noticed over the last few years in the finishing straight, we've had grandstands throughout the week, which have lined the right-hand side of the road on the way into the finishing line most of the time, and this week we have none. So it means that the fans are able to freely come in and watch the racing all the way to the finishing line, which is a little bit unheard of, but it means that you get this atmosphere. The roads are all shut so that the riders can go out training. Well, the riders now making their way towards the podium. Are we going to get more surprises as the week continues? As you can see, when it's to the road races, we're going to see some very hilly racing. It's going to really produce some interesting attacking racing, particularly at the end of big, long races. But one thing just to mention, when we get to the men's elite time trial, there is a massive sting in the tail, a huge climb to finish the race. The riders will have to change from their time trial bike to their road bikes in most cases to race up the final hill. So tactically, it's quite a difficult race, and it is going to maybe produce a very different world champion of the individual time trial for men. As everyone waits now for the presentation. Well, thank you to all of you message me. As a few of you just messaging in now. Creaky Cranks, thank you very much. Kezia, thank you. Angus White, thank you for your message. Sonny Scott, thank you for your message as well. A. Smith, Leslie Haynes, many of you have messaged in over the last few minutes. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the week of racing here in these World Championships. The top places then, Sunweb were the winners, BMC second, Team Sky in third, then it was Quick Step, followed by Orica Scott in fifth and Movistar in sixth. Behind them was Lotto NL Jumbo, then CCC Sprandi Pulkovici, Katusha Alpecin in ninth, Bora Hansgrohe made up the top 10 places of the teams. Here we are on the stage, and it looks like we're ready for this presentation. The podium is ready. Talking to Tor Hushoff, Norway has got a big program to produce young riders, and he says that give it 2 years, 2 to 3 years, and you will suddenly realise all these young riders from Norway who are going to emerge on the world scene. Firmly believes that the future of this country, as far as young bike riders are concerned, is massive. That team of Sunweb, when you look at it, Dumoulin, who won the Giro d'Italia in such incredible fashion earlier in the year, it was great to watch and be there. Leonard Kamner of Germany, he's a talented time trialist. Wilco Kelderman, who of course just rode the Vuelta a España, finished fourth. He's finished in the Giro d'Italia in 7th place before. You may remember him in the white jersey as best young rider. Soren Kragh Andersen, such a talented Danish rider. I remember in Oman earlier in the year, they rode for him at the top of a big climb, and he was the surprise winner of the stage, but he rode so well. Michael Matthews, who switched to the Sunweb team, the Australian rider who really has had a superb season and could be there at the death on the weekend at the end of the road race. And Sam Oomen of the Netherlands, really talented. We're getting ready now for the podium presentation. It's about to start.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the award ceremony of the International Cycling Union's Road World Championships, Bergen 2017.
Mine damer og herrer, velkommen til medaljeseremonien for UCIs verdensmesterskap på sykkel i Bergen 2017.
And so we're ready then for the presentation.
Award ceremony of the UCI Road World Championships men's team time trial.
Medaljeseremoni for UCIs verdensmesterskap på sykkel, lagtempo herrer.
In third place and winners of the bronze medal from Great Britain.
På tredje plass og vinner av bronsemedaljen fra Storbritannia, Team Sky!
Team Sky, the bronze medalists, Owen Dull, Chris Froome, Vasyl Kirienka, Mikhail Kwiatkowski, Gianni Moscon and Geraint Thomas.
Abdullah Al-Shafa, member of the UCI Management Committee.
Medaljene vil bli utdelt av herr Osama Ahmed Abdullah Al-Shafa, medlem av UCI's Management Committee.
Kirienka, former world champion of the time trial. Kwiatkowski, world champion of the road race previously. Froome, winner for Tour de France and the Vuelta a España. Gianni Moscon, so much work done on the Vuelta. Owen Dull, Olympic champion. I think he enjoyed that team time trial so much, but well when he had to at the beginning. And Geraint Thomas, who just, those injuries after the Tour, take a of time to get that top end back. Finally we get a smile from Geraint. I think was trying to hold on the top of that climb.
From the United States of America.
Danos is already on the podium. The man with the big hair. Rowan Dennis. And my Jean of the Tour de France, of course. Stefan Kung. Miles Scottson there, Australian road race champion. Sylvain Dillier. Interesting to see what he does in his new team. TJ Van Garderen joining the team at the last minute, being flown in. Silver medalist, BC Racing Team.
In first place, world champions and winners of the UCI gold medal from Germany.
På første plass, verdensmestere og vinner av UCIs gullmedalje fra Tyskland, Team Sunweb.
Sunweb make their way onto the stage. Michael Matthews leads them on with Dumoulin. Huge day for the Sunweb team overall, with both victories.
Ladies and gentlemen, Team Sunweb, Tom Dumoulin, Lennart Kemna, Wilco Kelderman, Søren Kragh Andersen, Michael Matthews, Sam Omen, and the team manager Adrian Hillmantel.
A very proud moment for Team Sunweb. As Tom Dumoulin said, they were absolutely flying today.
Acting County Mayor of Hordaland County.
Blomstene vil bli overrakt av herr Pål Kårbø, fungerende fylkesordfører i Hordaland.
All the flowers just being handed out to all the riders. Michael Matthews doesn't stop talking too much, does he, on the podium? He's enjoying this moment. There's our podium.
The winners and world champion trophy will be presented to Team Sunweb by the president of the Union Cycliste International, Mr. Brian Cookson.
UCIs president, herr Brian Cookson, delar nu ut det speciella VM-troféet till Team Sunweb och deras sportsdirektör Adrian Hedmantel.
And the trophy presented to Team Sunweb.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, in honor of the team today, let's hear the national anthem of Germany.
Mina damer och herrar, för att hylla den nya världsmästaren spelar vi nu Tysklands nationalsång.
Ladies and gentlemen, your applause and congratulations to our medalists.
Our final podium then of today. Team Sky, BMC Racing Team, Team Sunweb.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our day of competition here in Bergen.
A great day of racing here in Bergen.
At 6:15, Jan Egel will be on stage entertaining you all.
Mina damer och herrar, det var dagens konkurrenser med ingen väg för allerede 6:15.
Well, we've seen Sunweb take both medals, both titles. Don't forget to join us tomorrow for more great racing. Thanks for joining us today. Goodbye for now.